Welcome to the beginning of our unit on terrorism. I want to start off by asking three questions, the first two of which have to do with some basic statistics about terrorism, and then the third one deviates from that to give us a broader sense of why we might, feel the way we do about terrorism. So with that said, let's get started. The first question, as you see on the screen there, is terrorism, or the frequency of terrorist attacks, getting worse? And remember, this is as of today. Pause the video for a second, answer the question, and then move forward. The answer to question one about the frequency of terrorism attacks increasing is yes, this is a fact. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one because we're going to build off of this question. So let's get right to question number two. Where is terrorism getting worse? Is it just the United States? Is it something larger? So it's an extension off of that first question. Where is terrorism getting worse? Pause the video and then come up with an answer and then proceed with the video. The answer to question two, where is terrorism getting worse? Not an overwhelmingly great question, but it is getting worse across the globe. However, there is a note here that when you say it's increasing across the globe, it's a very generalized answer. So while the answer is yes to where is terrorism getting worse and is terrorism getting worse, it's getting worse across the globe. But the answer is very incomplete, and as it says there, it's not giving us the whole story. The better answer to question number two is listed below. The fact of the matter is that across the world, terrorism has gone up, but really it's highlighted in particular areas in the world, and that's responsible for the increase in terrorism. In other places, such as the United States, terrorism is not really on any type of increase. For the United States, the big terrorist attack that everyone looks at is 9/11, and rightfully so. But if you look at the number of incidents of terrorism after 9/11 and compare that to the number of incidents before 9/11, they're strikingly similar, which says that there's not this huge increase in terrorism that's happening ever since 9/11. Yet, in the United States, terrorism is a very debated topic in the political realm to this day. Then we get to beg the question as to whether terrorism is worthy of such notoriety in political discussions. Let's go ahead and compare put some perspective on terrorism by comparing terrorism deaths to other deaths in the United States to see what type of concern we really should have on terrorism. So approximately in the US, there are 159 terrorism-related deaths in a year. So that's how these numbers are working, the approximate number of deaths because of this in a year. So those killed by drunk drivers, how many more times is it than terrorism? 7,500 drunk driving deaths approximately per year. Okay, the number of people killed by dogs per year is approximately 33. Okay, drowning deaths per year that do not have to do with boating accidents. Okay, so a lot of these would be from pools that people have at their homes. 353, that is more than twice the number of terrorism deaths per year. Suicides, 123 a day. Wow. That hopefully gives some perspective on how limited the number of deaths are per year in the United States that are related to terrorism. With that said, let's answer the question at the bottom of the screen. What is the ethnic background of the majority of United States terrorism attacks. Give it a moment, have something in your head, and boom. White males are responsible for the majority of U.S. terrorism attacks. And that's going to bring us to our final question, fear and danger. Is there a difference between a sense of fear and a sense of danger? Give it a second, pause the video, come up with an answer, and then I'll go into my own explanation of what I have to say about this. So is there a difference between a sense of fear and a sense of danger? The basic answer is yes, but let's go into it a little bit. Danger is something that is supposed to cause fear. It's reason for fear. And we have innate reasons to have a sense of fear, so we can fight, so we can flight, etc. So if we take a look at someone who is dealing with trauma, in their past, they have experienced some sort of danger. Let's take the example of someone who is coming to their home, and in their home they are dealing with someone that is violent. There is a danger in the home, and for that person who is abused by that violence, there is a sense of fear, and that fear is legitimized because of danger. However, for our purposes, we're relating this back to terrorism, so stay with me for a moment. Do we have a real danger that should give us a sense of fear over terrorism? And let's move forward to a different slide here, because I want to show you a number. That number, 0.000049%, is a minuscule number. It represents the likelihood of someone in the United States dying due to a terrorist attack. Should that number give someone in the U.S. a sense of danger due to terrorism and instill in the people a sense of fear? The simple answer is no. The purpose of the video is to give an introduction to our perceptions and to challenge those perceptions on terrorism, and to promote a sense of realism as the type of impact it truly does have on people in the United States, and even an introduction to people across the world. As we move into the terrorism unit, we'll first look back on some of the history of terrorism, especially to give you a sense that terrorism has been around a lot longer than simply the 21st century. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.